Hi everyone, Mike Holmes here. This is the Know Your Reno podcast, where listeners will hear from experts from Improve Canada. Whether you're building, designing, renovating, or learning, this podcast is for you. Improve Canada is a fantastic home improvement and education center. You can speak to multiple showrooms about your project needs. Custom furniture, decor, landscaping, general contracting. Get your tiles from one showroom and your countertops from another. You can really mix and match to have the reno of your dreams. Everything you need under one roof.
Hi, my name is Olga and I'm this week's host. Today we have Wanchen from WD Craftline talking to us a little bit about how to select your windows.
Absolutely. Hi, Olga. Really nice to see you again. So my name is Wanchen. I'm the general manager for WD Craftline. I'm really excited to be here to share some of the trend style about windows and doors in general. And also I wanted to light in a little bit of a trade secret for our listeners today on how to shop for the best windows on a budget.
Fantastic. Budgets are big now. We're in COVID-19. Everyone's trying to save a little bit of money. So I'm really excited to hear all of the secrets that you're going to share with us. Save it to the end so that we can, keep the listeners here longer.
No problem.
So what is trendy now in windows and doors? I feel like windows and doors people don't often consider such a huge part of their house and such a huge aspect, but they play a really big role.
Absolutely. Windows and doors is the details, the eyes of the house. It absolutely adds a lot of curb appeal to the home. So we are actually specialized in custom homes, single family homes. So we do see a lot of plans coming in for a new house to be built in 2022. And a lot of these plans now include large frame windows and doors. Some of them go up to 12 feet, 14 feet tall. So absolutely stunning. You get that outdoor feel in the indoor setting. We even see some of the triangle shapes on the peak, and that seems to be fairly consistent in a lot of the new homes drawings that we're quoting. So custom shapes. And then on the interior, what we're seeing is this two-tone finish, where the interior of the sash is black color, and then the frame is white. So that two-tone finish, it really highlight the window details, but accentuate with a very thin frame. So what essentially is a modern look. And then the frame itself being white, it blends in with the drywall finish. So you're seeing these, beautiful amount of light that coming into the home, but with a very thin profile. So that's what we're seeing. And then one more thing I wanted to mention is the matte color. Did you hear a lot about the matte color this year?
The matte color, what is it?
Matte color is a type of finish. So we see that on the countertops. Yeah. We see that on cabinet finish. And it's the same thing happening on the exterior building material too. So one of the designer actually, I had to ask her, why is a matte color so popular? So she explained in a very technical way. Matte color actually offers a higher concentration of the color palette. So it makes the color stay true and it makes it really pop. So using a matte color finish on the exterior of the home, it actually accentuates the color finishes and also adds more curb appeal of your home.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting kind of out with the glossy and the super glossy and the matte is coming in. I'm seeing a lot of black windows, a lot of black window frames. I think those are stunning. Big windows I'm a huge fan. I want all the natural light. Big windows, big blinds. So I'm sure that plays a role.
Yes, but black is the new black, right?
Black is the new black. Listen, I don't like color, so black, give me black all day, every day.
Yes, amazing.
So what about now we're, in the era of COVID-19, I'm assuming you're experiencing a little bit of challenges with, supply chain issues, maybe timing. Mm-hmm. What should consumers expect? What should they anticipate when they are maybe shopping for windows at this point in time?
Right. You know what? We got a lot of people ask us, what's with the lead time?
It's my favorite question. Why is it taking so long?
You're asking tough questions today. So lead time at the beginning, when, back in the good old days, is only 8 weeks. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, with all the challenges that everybody experiencing, this is not an isolated challenge. Our builders, other suppliers in other building material, especially things that needs a lot of different components like appliances, has all experienced a drastic change in their industry landscape. We're no different. We're global citizens as well. So all these small components, it makes a difference in the end picture. For example, the Texas freeze happened earlier this year.
Oh, yeah, I remember
It
that.
disrupted a small plant that supply a lot of the entry door parts in the window and door industry. So that caused an issue in general. The lumbers industry got disrupted with the flood in BC.
Yes.
So that's another issue that, caused a lot of headache for people. So all of these small things, it did, add a significant challenge on the lead time. But I do want to offer 3 solutions to our listeners today. One is to plan ahead. Absolutely.
Best advice. Plan early and expect longer wait times.
Absolutely. Now that we know, right, this is not a surprise anymore. Now that we know, let's plan early to make the purchase early as well. We need to plan ahead, make the purchase early. And the third one, most importantly, don't make a decision based on lead time. And I want to explain why. There is a long time between making the decision to expecting the window, a date that's supposed to be here. A lot of things could change and happen in between that time frame. So, all the lead time that we know now is only an anticipated time, and nobody has that crystal ball can really predict what happens tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, make the purchase decision based on quality, based on value. Don't rush into it just because someone tell you, their lead time is short. That could change overnight.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially you've mentioned, the freeze in Texas, the flood in BC. So not only are we dealing with COVID-19 issues, but we're also dealing with all of these natural disasters that, 2 years ago, we could have kind of gotten around, but because we're already experiencing huge delays, we need to pocket in even more time for if something unanticipated happened,
Absolutely.
like you said.
I feel for the builders
overnight.
out there. Can you imagine to coordinate all these materials
I know.
and dealing with all these short notices?
I know.
feel for
A lot
them.
of the contractors are like, we just buy all the materials right away and we store them for like a year because we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm Mike Holmes. I've been trying to educate people on how to build it right, how to prioritize your renovations, and how to pick products and materials that will last. We love speaking to the Improve experts about how they are supporting the skilled trades. This is important to us, and it takes a whole community to stand behind the effort. Visit improvecanada.com to start your home improvement project the right way. Subscribe to the Know Your Reno podcast to learn more about how to renovate it right. And if you do see me at Improve Canada, please come by and say hi. Hope you enjoy the podcast and keep making it right.
So now that you mentioned a little bit about, not buying based on lead time, buying based on quality, buying based on value. So what are some of the things that we should be looking at when we are trying to get, the best deal, the best quality, and we are embarking on the process of actually shopping for windows?
Absolutely. We get, so my family and friends ask me the question and say, Wanchen, how do I get that Instagram look on a budget?
I go with Pinterest. Yeah, I have like Pinterest boards.
Yeah, but it's the same thing, right? Those are beautiful pictures, great inspiration. So there's really 2 things that we're looking at. One is to get the exact look, get that inspiration, but also do it on a budget. A couple things I think is important to keep in mind. One is the look that we're seeing on Instagram. A lot of it is inspiring because the detail is finished to the T.
Mm-hmm.
All the details are executed flawlessly. So to have the right company with the right experience is really important. People can truly translate your vision into reality. That's a key. The other thing is asking the details, what makes that window or door look the way it is. One thing that I would always like to reference is the curb appeal and what we call the shadow line. Have you heard about the shadow
No,
line?
I don't. I actually have never heard of that.
All right, so let me explain that a little bit. So on our window, the sash detail is actually recessed from the frame.
Oh.
Yes, so the sash,
Yeah.
insert video here.
we'll get something up on the screen.
I'm sure. So the sash is recessed from the frame. And what that does is when the light change through the day, how the shadow change on your windows and doors, it actually enhances the curb appeal. With the recess, you're creating more shadow line. With a different grille profile, the height difference, you're creating more shadow line, therefore enhancing the curb appeal of the home. Those are the things that when you go for a professional window and door supplier, they will spend the time to explain to you if you're going with a lower budget option, what are some of the risks that you might be exposed to. If you're going for a high budget option, what features and benefit are you gaining by actual investment? So those are the things that, we should really research and investigate. And the last thing is use these photos for inspiration purpose. Do not copy them exactly in your home. Every home is different. Your lighting is different. Your home style is different. So let us, the window professionals, give you some suggestions and take away the key component that will help enhance your design, enhance your home, and get that designer look on the budget.
Yeah, amazing. I think now we're talking a lot more about, our outdoor spaces because people are spending so much more time at home. We're always talking about how to make our outdoor spaces like an oasis, right? And we often don't think about windows playing a role in that, but you're right, it definitely plays into that overall look, overall curb appeal. So maybe when you're planning like a landscape renovation, you should really either, look at your windows and see how that'll play with what you have planned, or maybe change your windows if you were going for a more, because I'm assuming windows are a big value item in your home, right? So having upgraded windows is also going to add value to your home, to your property.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, you know what? There's a company called Earth Home. Andrew Grado, he was one of the guest speaker at the Livable Canada. He talked about, how important it is to have healthy indoor air quality through the right windows and doors selection into your home. And I think he was also on a podcast with Mike Holmes talking about these key issues that really impact our everyday health.
So relating it back to, getting that Pinterest or that Instagram look, we have a lot of different styles in our homes, right? We've got the kind of ultra modern that everyone is gravitating towards now.
Yes.
We have
the fishbowl.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just all clear, just all windows.
Yeah.
We also have, transitional is becoming really popular because people are moving away from the sort of very traditional style, but they are not ready to quite go ultra modern yet. So what role would you play? Because, windows are going to play a lot into the overall style of your home. What's the process like of working maybe with an interior designer or an architect for a newer build? Where do you play a role?
That's a great question, Olga. We get a lot of customer coming in with phones and with the printed pictures, and they say this is the look that we want. And one designer that we see quite frequently is Studio McGee, MCGG.
Oh, yeah.
So we see them quite often, and they does a great job to translate some of these luxury look at a affordable level. They even shopped on Target to get some furniture. So, we see some of the designs exactly like you're describing, transitional style. So our role is to really interpret it from that picture that the homeowner bring in to understand, what do you like about that? Is it the color? Is it the style? Is it the ambiance? Or what are you looking for? And then we will show them some different styles. I will use patio door as an example. So patio door, we have introduced some different thickness of frame in the style selection. So traditionally, a French door that hinge open, the bottom rail, it could be 8 inches or more to give you that French door, signature French door look. Yeah. But nowadays, with the transitional style, everybody's looking for bigger glass, smaller frame, but not quite that ultra modern, minimalist look. So we introduced a 5-inch and 3-inch option to really meet the demand of the market. And those are some of the things that when you go to a showroom, our consultant will highlight and point it out to give you some different options to really understand what's important to you. And the designers sometimes need that visual. So we would either do, a video and send it to their client to really help them understand what the selection is and how does that also affect the budget. Because don't make assumption, not always more material is more expensive.
Oh, I know. But yeah, I think we often don't think about, what it is that plays into the style of a window, because we think window, we think glass, and we think frame, right? How much room is there really to play with? But when you get into these kind of different styles and the modern and the traditional, it turns out there's actually quite a bit of features that we can consider that will play into that style. And often consumers don't know what they want.
Absolutely. Grill profile is another really good example. We see the traditional grill style where you have 3 block over 5 on a French door. That seems to be, more of a 2020 thing now. Nowadays, we see, very simplified, but, a grill design still have some details onto the door, but not overly busy. A lot of the time, it's just a very simple crisscross pattern to accentuate some of the details without overwhelming the opening. So we see that quite often, even on bifold doors, multi-slide doors. So those are very popular design these days in the transitional style.
Yeah. So what are we now? We're in 2022. You said that was 2020. So what is coming in for 2022? What do you think are going to be the biggest trends? What are we anticipating seeing more of? What are people going to look for and gravitate towards in 2022? Do we know? Do we have predictions?
Well, you know what? Color-wise, I'm always subscribed to Benjamin Moore color forecast. So last year, I think it was mink. This year, I have no idea what it will be.
I'm sure we shouldn't tell you lace anymore.
I'm sure they'll broadcast soon. In terms of windows and doors, I think earlier we mentioned have that outdoor feel. Inside is absolutely important. Everybody wants healthier indoor environment. So to have windows that offer good airflow, to have large patio doors, even those pocket doors that can be completely hidden away to really bring your backdoor oasis to the indoor setting, it's what we're seeing of the trend and where it's going. So I'm really excited for 2022 and to have more of these large patio doors in place.
Yeah, I imagine the flow from, room to room and room to the outside is going to be really important. I'm seeing a lot of like California homes just have those glass doors that disappear completely.
Yes.
Hopefully one day, maybe my house will have that, but we are definitely seeing a lot more of that. It's really interesting.
You know what? Since there's so much restriction and we can't go to California as much as we wanted to, might as well have it in our backyard.
Yeah, it's a little too cold for that. I imagine having just full glass panes in Canada.
Yeah. That's why you go with energy efficient product.
There you go. There's always a solution. When there's a will, there's a way, right?
Absolutely.
And so now I want to get to the most important part, because this is the part that everyone loves, the money. How are we going to budget for a window renovation or replacement? Are there things that people don't consider that are going to play into the budget? Are there special things that we need to know when, going shopping? Is it like a car dealership? You walk in and you know exactly how to
want to
bargain?
get to know the trade secret. Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm going to let everybody in on a little bit of trade secrets. A lot of the people in the industry and what we're doing. So first of all, in order to budget your window and door, first of all, I think we need to do research. I highly encourage our listeners to understand the difference in material, because your material difference in windows and doors could essentially save you half of the cost or double your budget.
Oh, wow.
So that's something very important, and really understanding what is important in order to create the look that you're looking for. And then in terms of doing the purchase on a budget, the secret is actually pretty straightforward. Like I said earlier, the wood-clad window, for example, typically a lot more expensive than other entry-level product. For example, vinyl windows that we see on a lot of the multi-family home development. There's also premium product versus, your builder grade. So the product that we carry are typically more premium, more custom home driven. And some of the trade secrets of what we're dealing with, for example, in my house, and a lot of the people that I work with, we put the premium selection on the front of the house where the shadow lines will take in consideration, where the matte color is going, where, all that curb appeal counts. And then when it comes to windows in the basement, in the window well, that is not exposed on the same elevation, that's not being seen on the same side of the house, where you get my permission to actually use a more more entry-level product that still give you superior energy efficiency, but doesn't necessarily have to have all that bells and whistle. And then when it comes to the back of the home, as long as the window from the front and the back is not in the same great room, that there is divisions in between, that you don't get to see two openings at the same time, feel free to have that flexibility. Use a different product, even different material, because at the back of the home often is not as aesthetically important, and people are more focused on having more light coming in, to have the right window treatment, to have bigger glass, more access to the backyard. So it's more functioning driven at the back of the home, where front of the house is more aesthetic driven. So you can actually mix different product materials to get to the budget that you need to without compromising the look.
Wow, that really is a trade secret. I never would have thought that, you can use mix and match your windows, two for the price of one.
Yeah, absolutely. When the customer bring the plan, so we would actually make some of these suggestions to see what's important, what's a key interest for the client, so that we can find the best solution without, compromising on the details. That's a suggestion, not necessarily good for every home design, but if there's opportunity, we are not shy to make that recommendation.
Incredible. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today and letting us in on all of these secrets that I'm sure are going to be key takeaways from this episode. I think it was very insightful, very informative, and definitely taught me a bunch of things that I didn't know about when I'm going to be shopping for windows next time.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much for having us here.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to get in touch with Wanchen at WD Craftline, or you want to see the showroom, book an appointment at Approved Canada, and they will be able to guide you through the process of selecting your next windows.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Know Your Reno. If you would like to get in touch with today's speaker or any of our large number of showrooms at Approved Canada, please check the description for a link to book an appointment with us at Canada's largest home improvement center. Don't forget to keep in touch with us on our socials, and we will see you next week for another value-packed episode to make your next home renovation a breeze.